In this video, I will show you how to use the useContext React hook. I'll explain it using an example, showing the problem that it solves. So if you're new here, make sure to like and subscribe the channel. Let's get started. So what is useContext? useContext is a React hook that allows you to share values between multiple levels of components without passing props through each level. So let's visualize this using an example. We'll create a new component in src, call it component A. .jsx. Inside component A, we export default one function called component A. Inside this component A function, we return a h2 element inside the div. A h2 saying component A. Then in app.jsx we will import this component A. Then we return one component A. As you can see, we have component A. In order to visualize it clearly, we will style it in CSS. So in component A, give it a class name of box. Then inside CSS, select box class. Give it a border of 3 pixels, solid black. Give it a padding of 20 pixels. Then, we create a new component in src. Call it component b.jsx. Then copy everything inside component A and paste it inside component B. Then replace component A with B. Replace it with B. Then inside component A, import component B. Then below the h to return component B. As you can see, we have component B inside component A. Then create a new file. Call it component C. Paste everything in component A, in component C, and replace it with C. Then inside component B, import component C. Then return component C. Then create a new component. Call it component D. .jsx. Paste everything inside component A and replace it with D. Then inside component C, import one component D. Then return component D. You can see we have component D inside component C, which is inside B, which is inside A. If we have a value in component A, for example, we'll create a new variable in A. We'll say const color and set color equals useState. Make sure to import useState from React. Give it a default color of red. Then below the h2 we'll create a paragraph. In this paragraph, we will write some JavaScript. Put the backticks and say I love color. Put the $sign and the curly braces and say color. You can see it says I love color red. The red comes from color, which has a red value. If we want to access this value in component D, we'll have to use props, which will pass through B, then C, then D. Example, we can say color equals color. We have passed some props to component B. In B, we have to use props as parameters. Then we can pass this to component C. We can say color equals props.color. Then in C, you have to use props. Then pass it to D and say color equals props.color. Then inside D, we have to use props. And we can return a new paragraph. Add some JavaScript and put the backticks. Say I also love color. Then props dot color. It says I also love color red. But in order to access this color, we have passed props from A to B, B to C, C to D. This is called prop drilling, where you drill a variable from the parent element to the child element. useContext help us to avoid this prop drilling problem. Let's see how to use useContext in order to avoid this. So we'll go back to component A. Using useContext follows this procedure. First of all, import create context. Import create context in the element, which provides the value. In this case, component is the one with this value of color. Then, you will export a variable. Since we're dealing with color, we'll call it color context. So export const color context equals create context. Then after exporting this color context, we have to wrap the children inside the provider. So this is done by component B as a child of component A. So we wrap this using the provider. You have to wrap the children component inside a provider. So in this case, a provider will be this context that you exported. Then you add a dot provider to it. Then pass value, so let's do this. Write the name of the context, so color context. Then dot provider. Then wrap the component B inside there. So we'll put this inside here. Since this is the child, we wrap children inside the provider. Then give it a value. The value that you are passing to the children. In this case, it is color. Then you can remove this props. Inside component B, you can remove this props. Remove all props. Also make sure this P is capital. Then after removing all props, we have to access this color red inside component D. We'll have to go to component D, import useContext from React. Then after importing this, we'll go inside the component and say const color equals useContext. Then import the context that we exported in component A. This color context. You have to import color context from provider component. Then inside here put the color context. Now you can say I love color. Put the $sign and say color. And now it says I love color red. So we removed all the props. We are no longer prop dealing. And if you want to use this color anywhere else, in the children of component A you can just import. Import useContext from React. Then import the context, color context. Then you can use it anywhere. You can say I love. Put the $sign. Create a variable. Const color equals useContext. Color context. Then you can say you love color. I love red. I love red. And that's it. You can use it anywhere instead of drilling. If this video helped you, make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video.